G'day folks, welcome back to Stuff and Such and the series about the tf810 wood chipper from Woodland Mills. So it looks like this will probably be the end of the saga of this wood chipper. The wood chipper is being returned and going back to Woodland. I don't have too much to really say in this video, I guess, in way of actual wood chipper. I guess it's kind of two different things. There's how I feel about the wood chipper and then how I feel about Woodland as a company. So over this past I don't know what it has been, year, 6 months of dealing with this wood chipper. I've been dealing a lot with Woodland in particular, and so I've been really frustrated with the wood chipper as a product, but I've always been met with really good customer service on the Woodland side. So I've had this like balance of stuff. Like, one, I kind of really don't like the product, but then you got the other side where the customer service is really trying to lift the product up and help you, but it just kind of seems like Woodland's hands are quite tied when it comes to this wood chipper on what they actually can do. Like, they've sent me almost everything they could possibly send me in terms of parts and pieces, but as for helping on the real root cause of the dissatisfaction being the actual chipper and its design, it's really out of their hands to really do anything about. When I started this, when I purchased this machine, I was a bit under the illusion that I was buying from a Canadian company that was physically employing machinists and welders and fabricators to assemble these things and build them on spot in their warehouses. It's kind of now become more clear that that's not their business model, and that's not throwing any real shade at Woodland, I guess, because there's a ton of companies that have stuff built overseas and then sticker it themselves and then they're selling customer service. So on that side, they've been super good on that side, so it's really hard for me to get mad at Woodland in particular. So any criticisms I've had about this chipper aren't directed directly at Woodland, but rather this individual product. I don't have too much experience. I've zero experience with any of their other products other than the half an hour I spent with the neighbor with the WC88. So as for the rest of their products, I can't really speak for. There's a wonderful Facebook group, Woodland Owners or something like that, and it's filled with owners that have really good experiences with Woodland. So don't let my experience with this machine affect your own decision on buying with Woodland in the future. If anything, use it as simply a product engagement on this thing. Coming back to my criticisms on this wood chipper particular, in my opinion, it's designed improperly. They kind of really buggered up. Right now it has 8 teeth. Not all of them are engaged, but per every rotation each tooth is set to take a 1/4 inch kerf. So it's actually one rotation cuts 4 times, because just how like the two blades are just kind of overlapped. They're not big long eight blades. They're just 8 short ones staggered. So every rotation it's taking 1 inch cut. whereas the WC88 is only taking half an inch per rotation, and it's spinning at a higher RPMs, but it equals out to the output rotation of the PTO shaft. Well, each one rotates one rotation, they'll each cut 1 inch. However, how do I explain it? Because with the WC88 they double the RPM, so the flywheel's running at 1080 or whatever RPM, whereas this model is running at 540. So yes, in theory, the rotation of the PTO shaft, one rotation is equaling the same amount of feed per inch, or feed per rotation rather. The 30% droppage from 100 or from 1000 RPM versus 30% droppage of rotation on 540, it's essentially half. So you can tell when your tractor's lagging. It's only 15% is only affecting the tractor when it's 30% reduction of the flywheel of a WC88 versus 1-to-1 versus 1-to-2, if that makes any sense. So it gives you a wider window of how your torque is applied more evenly, and you can actually use your stops. And I think that's why you see so many other manufacturers and other types of wood chipper using that step up of RPM to get that extra cushion, extra RPM per rotation, and makes it less grabby. So that's how I feel about this machine. It is possible, and I think it's very unlikely, but I'm welcome to be surprised and called an idiot. Because Woodland still claims that this thing must not be operating correctly for the amount of issues that I've been having with it, breaking shear bolts all the time, getting wood jammed in it because it's so aggressive. They still claim that this thing isn't running right. So maybe, just maybe, this machine will go back to Woodland today. Josh and the tech crew will assemble this thing and get it back working, because I had to disassemble it to send it. And they'll run it and be like, oh, something's wrong with it. And they'll call me up and be like, buddy, this thing ain't working right. I'm going to send you a new one, and you'll be like blown away. All your criticisms are like valid, and we got her fixed for you. And they'll send me a new one. And I'll be making new videos of being with like the biggest smile on my face you ever did see. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. But I hold out hope. But anyways, this has been my experience with this machine. I will miss having a wood chipper, but I won't miss having this wood chipper, if that makes any sense. I don't know what I'll get in the future, or if I'll get in the future. I imagine I will. I might keep an eye out for like a WC88 used one and go that way. But as of right now, this thing to me isn't worth the 5-6 grand it's cost me for what I'm getting out of performance. Yeah. So, in summary, Woodland has treated me really fairly. They've always jumped to try and help. It just seems like it's kind of like going to a car dealership and asking, or not a car dealership, going to a car, kind of like a car dealership, and saying, hey, my door falls off all the time. This is why it does it. This hinges aren't very good. And the dealer's like, well, we don't manufacture cars, we just sell them. So that's kind of where I feel like Woodland is. Like, we can't really do much at this time for one random hillbilly out in the middle of nowhere. So, I guess that ends this little series, and I guess it'll kind of be a so long for now situation, but feel free to stick around on the channel. I don't know what kind of folks you are, but you might find other stuff you like here. We do Western audiobooks, we do farm videos, we do other random family adventures that we do on the farm, honeybees. So yeah, maybe you'll find that stuff interesting and stick around. And anyways, it's been an adventure. So long for now, folks. We'll see you on the next one.